Some folks are just born for a life on the road. And as soon as Nata On The Road could get out of her home country of Switzerland, she took off at full speed. While living in South America, Nata found herself as a pillion on a friend's motorcycle, which was all it took to convince her that 2 wheels was the way to explore the world from here on out. Since then, Nata set foot on 4 continents, rode through countless countries, and has even lashed her Royal Enfield Himalayan to a few ferries to ride around the Canary and Faroe Island chains. And she does it all solo. That doesn't mean that you can't follow along, though. Throughout all her travels, she's documented the highs, lows, and in-betweens on her Instagram and YouTube channel, Nata On The Road, inspiring others to get out and see the world and to embrace a little bit of the freedom that Nata's claimed for herself to travel wherever she wants, whenever she wants. This is Nata On The Road. I'm your host, Mark Long, and you're listening to Driven to Ride. All right, Nata On The Road. You are on Driven to Ride. Thank you for being here.
Hi.
How's it going?
Thank you for the invitation. I'm fine. I'm super happy. Today it's the first day of spring. It's super sunny outside, so I'm super happy about it.
Yeah, you're dealing with winter just like we are in the Midwest of the U.S., except you're, I think, 7 hours ahead of us. So
7 hours of sun more than you. Maybe I'm sending the sun to you now.
Please do.
Looking forward to the riding season to start.
Yeah. So, well, before we kind of spoil it, why don't we start with you kind of in your own words telling us maybe what people would know you for, maybe what your kind of claim to fame is in your own words.
That's always the part I hate the most.
That's why we do it first. Get it out of the way.
I feel like selling myself. It's terrible. I'm Nata, known online as Nata On The Road. I started a motorcycle travel account on Instagram a few years ago, and I'm now more like a YouTuber with the same name. And I'm sharing online all my remote solo travel all around the world. At the moment, I'm sharing Iceland and Norway and this kind of landscape and a lot of wild camping and remote mechanic issues going on.
Yeah, that happens. I mean, it's if you're out there, and I got to say, you are out there, man. You've been all over the place. You are like a pro traveler. It's very cool to kind of see scrolling through Instagram and watching some of your videos on YouTube. You kind of you can tell you just have this like traveler spirit. Like you really do love like being on the road, which is super cool to see the enthusiasm. But we got to start with motorcycling. Like, how did you even start motorcycling in the first place?
Yeah, I was about to interrupt you and say, I'm happy you said the traveler thing, because I definitely would dare to say I'm a pro traveler, but I'm absolutely not a pro rider. And it actually all started with traveling. And if I have to describe myself with just one word right now, I would say I'm a traveler.
Mm-hmm.
Not that the bike doesn't mean anything, but the bike is just my favorite tool to achieve the passion of traveling. So it's just how I like to travel is the motorbike. But I would never take my motorbike to just go around for an hour or something like that. That's not my type of riding. I really use the motorbike to travel, and that's how I started. Motorcycle riding is actually to find the best way for me of traveling, to feel more freedom in the traveling. So it was really an answer to me wanting to go more remote and have more freedom and be more free to explore. So it's really linked to that, and that's how I started motorcycle.
So it's more of like the bike, like you said, as a tool, or maybe like a means to an end to get to travel more freely, rather than you didn't start riding young or anything like that.
I actually kind of started young. My dad used to ride bikes when he was young, before having me. But while I was a kid, I never saw him on a bike, so I never had that image or idea that bike exists and I could use bike or whatever. But when I started traveling, was like 18, 20 and left home. When I came back to visit, my mom said, "Oh, your dad bought something." I was like, "What's going on?" And when they opened the garage, there was a bike. So I was like, "Oh, what is this?" And then I don't remember exactly how or the precise moment, but probably I went for a ride with him as a pillion. I was like, "Okay, this is amazing. I want to have the same." And got my license and got my first bike. But I never for years thought about having the bike as a thing to travel. It was like two different passions, like, oh, I like gardening, I like motorbikes, and I like travel. But I never merged them till many years later. I don't know why. Well, I have some idea why not, but maybe that comes later in your questions.
No, I mean, we can keep it chronological. So, what was that? Maybe where did those roads cross?
Probably. Then I lived 10 years in South America, and probably there I started seeing more people traveling in different ways. A lot of van life and, of course, motorbike and so on. And it was always men traveling. So I think for a long time it was my dad on the bike, those guys on the bike, and it was always that men thing that I like and want to do, but it was for men. And it was kind of scary to think of doing it on my own. It really took a long time for me to say, hey, you know what? I'm never going to be born as a man, apparently. I'm stuck in this body.
Right.
So let's just do it. But I think it took longer than I wish it would have, because of not being a man and seeing only this masculine figure.
So it sounds like it was like you were kind of like almost intimidated, like this is like a man's world. I don't know if I can be a part of it.
It was not about the man's world. It was more about they are taller and stronger than me. They can handle that thing. I cannot handle that thing.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, it took a long time for me to say, hey, maybe there are smaller bikes. Maybe I can still do it. Like it really felt like a big thing. Just like if you see a truck driver, it's a huge truck. You don't think instantly, oh, the tiny woman I am can do it. It takes a bit of steps to push yourself and get there.
Sure. Well, let's you said kind of before we get to the bike part of thing, I mean, you just kind of casually glazed over that you lived in South America for 10 years. So clearly you've been like a traveler for most of your life. I think you even said you left home at like 18 or something.
Yes.
18, 19. So where did this travel kind of bug kind of bite you? How did you kind of get the fix to be a traveler?
I think I really I'm born like that, because I cannot place a moment or something, or it was since ever. I mean, as a kid, I was more like a shy kid.
Okay.
Like an indoors person doing like a lot of painting and drawing and all those things. And when I became a teenager, I think probably it has a lot to do with where I'm born. That everybody says that Switzerland is beautiful because when you go on holiday somewhere, it's always nice. But here, the society is really hard. It's very cold, and back then even more like very kind of strict. And you have to be like everyone. Like you have to do it like that. It's like by the book, and it has to be like that. And you have to be on time, and you have to study, and you have to work. And like you want to go have a coffee with a friend, you have to book a meeting. Like, hey, do you want to go for coffee next Sunday? You're like, oh my God,
geez, yeah.
Terrible. And everything is always very like the society observes you. Like you can really feel, the old lady at the window looking.
Yeah.
If you're parking your bike in the right place, judging you.
Yeah.
If you do something wrong, she will call police. It's really like that. And as a teenager, you get crazy with this because you want to just be free and do things. And I don't know, it's a lot of pressure. Swiss society is a lot of pressure. Plus the weather is terrible. Like a lot of bad months. Like you have sunny months, a little bit of snow, and in between there's a lot of really cold gray weather. And I was depressed every winter. I hated my life.
Yeah.
So I think that made a lot with me wanting to travel and go see if there's better life out there. And I really remember that I said, I'm going to keep traveling till I find a place where I can be myself. I really remember saying that many times to myself in my head.
Yeah, that's cool.
When I was like 15, 16, I was like, this cannot be it. If after visiting the entire planet, I still don't find a place where I can be myself, I'm just going to kill myself. Like seriously, this cannot be a life. This life is not for me. And to be honest, 20 years later, I still stand by that. This is not a life for me. I come back here and I'm like, oh my God.
Time to leave.
Nope.
Yeah. So I get it, especially growing up there. And like when you grow up in the same place forever, you want to like, it's only natural to kind of to see what you're annoyed with and want to go see what else is out there in the world. So then how did you kind of pick South America? I mean, that's a big jump, right?
Yeah, that's definitely something to counterbalance the Swiss structure. It all started back then when there was not much internet and not much information. There was Google, but probably it had 5% of the information it has now. And I found, I don't know how, I ended up finding drawing, like a symbol, something nice that I was attracted to. I was wondering what it is. I couldn't find much information. Like there was no Google image search or anything like that back then. I ended up understanding it was Maya. So I was like, oh, where are the Mayas from? What's that? Oh, Mexico. Oh, where is Mexico? Oh, Mexico is in South America. Like, interesting. And so I started kind of looking into that culture. I'm like, okay, they speak Spanish. Let's learn Spanish and go there. And it really became like a passion through this image, like really made all the thing grow. Like I started reading a lot about Maya culture and Aztec and everything. But I was a bit scared to go to Central America with 18, just like that, without speaking Spanish or anything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I decided to go live 1 year in Spain to learn Spanish. So I did that. And then I had that feeling that if I go to South America, I'm going to stay there and live there. So I really wanted to see India first. So I was like, okay, I feel like I'm going to stay in South America for a long time. Let's go to India first. So with 19, I went to India and Nepal with a friend.
Wow.
I loved it so much that I went back one more time alone.
Mm-hmm.
And then since I wanted to go to Mexico, I was like, let's take a one-way ticket to Argentina and road trip the entire South America.
Oh, wow.
Mexico.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Man.
And I wanted to be a photographer.
Okay.
And that's another thing I hated so much from Switzerland. And when I think about it now, I still feel the pain and all the emotions about it. We had a very good photography school in my region. It was actually the best of Switzerland or even from Europe or something like that.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And it happened to be in my region. So it was cheaper for me because I was from here. So it sounded like the perfect match to go travel 1 year and then go to this school. The thing that I hated about it is that you had to do, how you call that in English? Like you cannot just go to the school. You have to be admitted by
oh, you have to go through the application process.
Yeah, like
a
presentation.
Admissions,
yeah, like a presentation or something. And if they like you, they take you. How you call that?
Okay.
Like a winning
like
thing.
Portfolio kind of presentation. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
So you have to win the right to learn. I hate that concept so much.
Okay.
I'm 18. What am I supposed to present? I want to learn. Let me learn.
Right.
Don't make me win the right of learning. What is that? It's terrible. So with that feeling, I went to South America with a roll camera, black and white camera. I was like, I'm going to find a subject there and do some sort of documentary, photography, journalism thing because I wanted to be a war reporter.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, you don't really do anything half-baked, huh?
But I need to feel alive. Let's do something.
Yeah, let's go full throttle, yeah.
So with that in mind, I went to South America and somehow, I don't know, I was so blocked with the idea of putting so much effort and so much of myself into these photos, go back to Switzerland and be rejected maybe. Then what? I hated that so much. Long story short, a friend told me in South America, a lot of people do art, like little art craft, mostly jewelry on the streets.
Mm-hmm.
You probably know that. And people who have traveled in South America and in Spain have seen them probably like selling jewelries on the floor. So I went there with the idea I have to find one of those markets and learn a bit of that because it's nice and it can sustain my travel or whatever. Long story short, after a few months of learning here and there, I was like, you know what? I'm not going back to Switzerland. I'm going to learn how to make jewelries and I'm going to make a living of that because that is exactly what I want in my life. Work on the road, be free of going wherever I want, whenever I want, and live out of my art. So I kind of just exchanged virtually, not for real, and metaphorically, I mean.
Yeah.
I exchanged my camera for jewelry tools.
Okay,
and I
cool.
decided to not become a photographer, but to become a jewelry maker, because I could have the life I wanted to have, that nomadic life. So without wanting, with like 19, I became nomadic and started to make a living out of that.
Okay.
I mean, make a living, survive out of that.
Well, it's the words that came to mind are work to live instead of live to work.
Yes. Yeah.
You know, so
Yeah.
and if you can find a way to finance your travel addiction, then that's all you really need. So let's fast forward a little bit then, because it's kind of funny. It's almost like a full circle moment where it's like you kind of put down the camera, picked up jewelry, and now you're on Instagram and YouTube and social media and stuff. So you've kind of picked it back up. When was like your first motorcycle trip?
The first big moment, and again, it's funny because it goes with photography, that everything comes together in that point. And it's actually a really important trip, and it's a very funny story. I make it very short. I will do a longer story at some point. I met a guy on Tinder.
Okay, cool.
He is American, and he is still. And we matched in Colombia. But we never chatted because he never answered or something happened on the app. I don't know. Months later, finally, suddenly, I received a message from this guy. He was back in America and I was in Spain because I had left Colombia after 10 years. I decided to change my life, do something else out of my life.
Sure.
But I still had to go pick up some stuff and everything. So we started chatting and we decided to meet in Ecuador, where he had left his motorbike, and I would travel with him for 20 days.
Okay.
So I took a plane to meet this guy that I had never met before.
Yeah.
And let's go to Ecuador and see what this is. What I really loved about him is that he was a photographer. I mean, he still is.
Yeah.
A photographer and videographer on a motorbike. I was like, that's my dream, man. I have to go for it.
Yeah, why not?
Long story short, the trip was absolutely amazing and crazy. Like we went completely remote in the Andes on off-road tracks, and me as passenger and stopping everywhere to take photos. Like it was like the dream trip. But we were not really a match. We became more friends than lovers or romantically involved or whatever. And I realized that deep inside, I was not really sad it didn't work out with him. But mostly, I realized that I wanted to be him.
Interesting. Okay.
He actually was. Of course, I wouldn't mind dating a person that is a photographer and the biker
does the
and
same
everything.
Stuff. Sure.
But
Yeah.
I realized that I loved that so much because I wanted it for me. I wanted to have my own bike and I wanted to have my camera back and everything. And that was the absolute turning point. I came back to Spain. I bought a motorbike. I took a mechanic course. I took my camera again. I still had it, but like
picked it back up.
And I was like, I'm gonna do something with this. Like this is what I want in my life. Like this trip was, I didn't think about it, but I really felt what it was to do it, and that was amazing. And then COVID started.
Oh, jeez. You picked a hell of a time, Nata. Yeah, for sure. Picked a hell of a time to get started on that.
Yes. So that's when I really started on social medias, because that's what I had.
Oh, sure.
The computer and Instagram and all those things. So that's when I really started.
Well, and with motorcycles, you can ride solo, and you don't have to be around anybody. So you kind of have that. A lot of people, took advantage of that during COVID over here in the States. What was the first bike you bought?
The first one I got when my dad got one and I wanted the same was a Honda Rebel 125cc.
Yeah. Okay. So then you found one that was small enough, and you found the small bike you wanted.
Yes, like a very low seat one, and more like a chopper vibe that I really liked.
Very American. Yeah. Well done.
I soon realized it was probably not the right bike to do more adventure, but at that time it was perfect for a start. And I still have it, and I decided maybe it's time to now sell it because I really don't use it anymore.
Sure.
And then forward to the time when I decided to really travel solo and everything in Spain. I bought a BMW F700, like an old GS.
Yeah, for sure.
I quite instantly regretted. It was between that and the Himalayan, and everybody told me, choose the BMW, it's a much better brand.
Really?
Never listen to people. Just don't listen to people.
As someone who I feel like listens to her heart and kind of lets her heart guide her, that's, you eventually ended up on the right bike though for you, because you're on a Himalayan now, right?
Yes.
And you've taken that, I mean, how many miles have you put on that thing?
I think now 60,000 kilometers, which I have no idea how much it is in miles.
I should be able to do this faster.
I never know if it's half or double. Is it 30
It's basically half. So it's like 30,000 miles. Yeah. Maybe 30, 25, something like that. So, which is still a significant amount.
Yeah. And in between I had other bikes. So I have more miles than that bike.
Okay.
My
cool.
first ride on a Himalayan was not that Himalayan. It was in Africa. I crossed from Tanzania to Namibia on the Himalayan.
Yeah.
That's when I realized that bike is way more adapted to me because the weight distribution is so different.
Mm-hmm.
The BMW and a lot of bikes have the weight very up front.
Yeah.
And as a short woman, this makes a huge difference because all the energy you have to put in your arms to push it around and move it around.
Yeah.
And it really feels so different than a bike like the Rebel or the Himalayan that has a low weight that you can handle with your hips and with your legs.
Sure. Yeah. Have you had to make any kind of modifications to your bike to like as a shorter person?
I did, and I have an entire YouTube series about that.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Remove weight off the bike. So I have the entire mechanic series showing all the changes. We ended up removing about 20 kilos, but I never found an actual place where I could really weight it to make sure of the weight. I'm still looking for that because I really want to weight it to know the exact weight.
Yeah.
Because the official weight is 200, I think, 199.
Oh, like off the factory? Okay.
Yeah. But then I already had removed a few things. And when we went to weight it, it was 200. So there's already a bit of uncertainty on the actual real weight, like stock weight. And we removed a lot of things and I made a lot of modification. I changed the color. We changed the foot peg, suspension. We made different lights.
Headlights, turn signals, tail lights, all that kind of stuff. So you really made it your own.
Yes, really. I wish I could do more, but legally in Switzerland and in Europe, there are a lot of restrictions.
Sure.
I would like to remove the ABS. I would love to remove change the wheels, but the hubs are not existing for that bike in Europe. Something I think there's one in America, but it's not CE certified. So yeah, I'm still dreaming of actually doing a real full modification in a country that has less restrictions.
Sure.
I was thinking maybe Holland that doesn't have a bike.
So like tight regulation stuff. Yeah.
Or maybe India, because in India they do a lot of crazy good job and they have the Royal Enfields.
Right.
And very recently, like 3 days ago, I've seen a 440. So it's the Scrambler model that doesn't exist in Europe.
Right.
They modified it to make it like a Himalayan. But
oh, no way. Okay. Yeah.
440 Scrambler modified into vintage first style Himalayan.
Yeah. That's cool.
And you can go nuts and do all the modifications you want and remove all the parts you want. So
never know. Yeah. You might have to take a trip over there and bring a new one back. You never know. So
or just ride it over there and then let it go and do another project. I don't know, something like that. I really like the mechanic projects, so I want to lean more into that.
Let's talk, because you said you mentioned you went to like mechanic school, or you learned the mechanics of all that. Was that kind of tough for you, or did it come pretty naturally, or how'd you kind of get into that side of things? Is that just kind of a byproduct? Like, well, I need to know how this thing works so I can fix it?
Yeah, exactly. The course itself was more like a basic course.
Oh, like a maintenance kind of thing?
Yeah, maintenance and a bit of repair.
Mm-hmm.
We open an engine and stuff like that, but more to get to know how it is, like really a first touch.
Yeah.
It was every Saturday for 1 year, so it was not like a huge thing, just a few hours. And it was super natural for me. I always have been very handy and love to do everything with my dad, because I grew up in a workshop.
Okay.
He's the electrician and he does electronics and repairs home appliance and the motorbike, of course, all the oil change and everything himself.
Yeah, he's just wired
and
that
everything,
way.
Yeah. Everything in the house we made together, so I know how to build a wall, how to paint, how to do a lot of things. So I'm very into that construction, indoors construction kind of thing. I'm definitely the daddy's kid, like boy.
Right. Yeah. Daddy's girl is what they, yeah. Well, I mean, that has to have served you well. I mean, because like you said, you've traveled all over the place now. I mean, you've been, by my count, at least so far in this conversation, I think we're at 3 continents. I imagine it's probably, well, no, Asia, Europe, South America. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, 4. So you came back to Switzerland, got the bike. Where was like the first big trip? Did you just kind of go around Europe, or did you go like straight to Africa, or what was kind of the first big trip you did on your own?
I had the BMW in Spain first.
Okay.
And everybody was like, yeah, you're going to get used to it. It's a big bike. It's okay. You're going to get used to it. Just go on small rides with a friend so you can follow the friend and learn. I'm like, okay. I'm going to go on a 7 days road trip on my own. That's what I'm going to do.
on brand so far, yeah.
I was like, I don't want anyone to see me falling.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Making mistakes or whatever. I don't want the pressure of someone better than me, like looking at me, learning and doing mistakes and telling me what to do. It's like, nope.
Nice.
So that trip could be an entire podcast, because literally everything went wrong. I fall from the bike, my phone broke, my camera broke.
Mm-hmm.
I got into rain on the highway without rain gear. A total disaster.
Yeah.
5 days of complete disaster, because the 2 first day I couldn't start a bike and I had to change the battery and buy a new battery and do the mix myself.
You had to fill the battery and everything? My God.
Yeah. Everything started so wrong.
Yeah.
That trip is an entire book on itself. And after those 5 days of hell, I was like, yeah, that's what I want to do with my life.
How could it get any worse, right? I've already experienced the worst. I got to fill my own battery, got to ride in the rain, soaking wet. I mean, what else? It can't get any worse than this.
Like, this is it. This is how to feel alive,
Yeah, man.
It has to hurt a bit.
Yeah.
That was actually my first trip alone. And then I decided I don't like that bike. Mm-hmm. And at the same time, I wanted to go to Africa, because I went with a friend and decided I want to return for more. So I just parked the bike, took a plane, went to Africa, and ended up living 1 year in Tanzania.
Okay.
And that's where I was like, I miss bikes. Let's try to get a bike, like a loan bike or something.
Sure, yeah.
Do something in Tanzania, or, like I can offer photos in exchange of 1 week ride or something.
Yeah.
And I found that guy that had the Himalayas to rent. And he was so chill. I love this man. He's amazing. He was like, oh, yeah, take it. No problem. I was picturing him just lending me the bike for 30 minutes to ride somewhere near a tree and take some pictures.
Right, have an afternoon and then, call it a day.
Something like that.
Mm-hmm.
We're like, oh, no, just take it all day. There is a crater there at 10 kilometers. You should go. It's beautiful. No need to refuel. No problem. Like, really amazing. Just lending me the bike. And that's my first time riding Himalayan.
Mm-hmm.
It was very off-road, like in Africa. And oh my God, I fall in love with that bike after riding the BMW. I'm like, oh my God, the sensation.
A night and day difference, yeah.
Oh my God, I need to have a Himalayan. I want that bike. And after that, the road trip in Tanzania didn't happen really, because he said, I maybe have a better offer for you. There are 2 bikes coming up from Namibia with 2 Italian guys traveling. So those 2 bikes are going to be in Tanzania, and I need to send them back to Namibia.
See where this is going, yeah.
Do you want to ride them back down? I was like,
say less.
Don't say no more.
Yeah, exactly.
So I asked don't ask too much here. I don't remember if he was my ex or my boyfriend or
It's all right. Details.
ex-again boyfriend.
Sure.
Something like that happening. I asked him, do you want to come to Africa with me a month or whatever? And we ride those bikes down. And he said yes, and we did it. So that was really, really amazing.
Yeah, I bet.
It was also where I got completely traumatized
Really?
with mud, because the mud there is so slippery. I got completely traumatized with off-roading. I fall so many times, and he was such a good rider, and I was feeling so bad and so slow behind him. And I fall so many times, and I couldn't pick up the bike and everything. So yeah, that was a bit of a traumatic experience at the same time, more than I realized in the moment. But I was so in love with this bike. I was like, I need to find one in Switzerland. And it's not very common in Switzerland.
Right,
So
right.
I couldn't see any for sale. And in January, I came to, probably December for Christmas, I came to visit my family, and I just checked online on the page where people sell secondhand bikes.
Yeah.
There was one Himalayan in entire Switzerland.
Oh, geez.
The entire Switzerland, one Himalayan.
Yeah.
It was 20 minutes away from my home.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. It's kind of funny because like Switzerland's not a big country. So you can get from one side to the other in like, I don't know, 3-4 hours or whatever. So it's not like completely, but like, yeah, the fact that it's, I mean, basically down the road for you, that's almost like, fate, right?
But ride 3 hours or drive 3 hours to go see a bike.
That's a commitment. Yeah.
Swiss people. And yeah, it's not America where anyways you have to ride an hour to go to the supermarket.
Right. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. 3
hours is like, nope, I'm not going with you. It's not like, we're not doing this.
Right.
So we went to see it, and I told the guy, I'm taking it, but I'm going back to Africa. Can you keep it? I'm going to buy it. I'm coming back in March or something like that. And we did that. So I knew I had a Himalayan waiting for me in Europe after Africa. And that's when I started traveling with that current bike.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that's definitely fate when like things align like that. And all right, so you've got the bike now, you've done some traveling, you've got some motorcycle experience. What made you want to share that all on like YouTube and Instagram? How'd you discover that? Obviously there's the photography stuff, but I mean, was that kind of an expansion of it or?
Yeah, I think it starts with photography. And my account was actually my travel account, my photography account, where I wanted to share landscape photographies and the places I go to show how beautiful the planet is, basically.
Yeah.
It really started with that. And I think it's still actually that. I'm still showing, like when I post, I'm basically posting saying, hey, look at this place. It's amazing. That's what I do. But I do more of picture of me and selfies and bike picture, because that became also a bit of the business and the niche and
Sure.
I decided to do there. Like if you open a coffee shop, you're selling coffees. Like it's just, then you do more coffee because that's what you decided to do. So you might still do some fruit juice and other kind of things, but you try to focus your business on what you decided to make it be. And
this is your job, right? This is like your full-time gig, right? Is traveling and sharing online and kind of being a YouTuber and Instagram, right? That's your whole thing?
Yes. With a lot of extensions and behind the scenes, but yeah.
Sure. Yeah. Well, I mean, you don't have to tell me about all the behind the scenes work that goes into putting stuff out there and putting something together. So I do have to say though, I mean, your photography and videography skills are very good. And
I wish they were so much better.
For what it's worth from a podcaster, they're really pretty to look at, and you capture landscapes quite well and all that. So, and you've been to some beautiful places. So, let's talk about that a little bit. You mentioned you just got back from Scandinavia, and exploring Iceland and Sweden. Where else have you been in the last couple of years that you really enjoyed?
After the African trip, which I really, really loved and enjoyed and still have to share online, I went to Canarias. That is also still on a hard disk waiting for you guys to discover, because I was traveling so much that I couldn't keep up with editing.
Oh, sure.
So I felt like I have to travel. I just have to enjoy my life now. I have the bike. I have the time.
Man.
The energy. Let's do it now.
Yeah, keep the momentum going, later. Right? Yeah.
So Canarias was beautiful. It was really a place I had been twice, but with a plane. And I really had that thing in my head. I want to go with the ferry. And I want to ride all the 7 islands with my own bike. And I did it. And then I did a lot of Europe trips. I went up to UK, France, all those things, but not really visiting, more like passing through. And I did Norway, the south, a lot last year and the year before. And this year was like the big trip. I'm in love with the north. I really want to explore more. It also goes a lot with all my search for freedom and empty places and raw nature, wild camping.
Yeah.
In fact, you can just camp everywhere for free. And not for free as not paying, but like freely, like, you're allowed. It's not like you don't have to hide.
Yeah.
It's really permitted and it's part of the culture and lifestyle.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
It's normal.
That trip was so beautiful. I wish I could have stayed longer, but the weather didn't allow. But I did the Faroe Islands, so Denmark, Faroe Island, Iceland, Norway, Sweden, all the way to North Cap, and then Finland.
Okay.
And this year I want to go back to Finland and do more of East Europe, because the plan was to actually finish East Europe all the way down to Greece or Turkey. But I took so much time in the north because it was so beautiful that I didn't finish the round trip. So that's the plan, I think, for this year. Oh, and I went to Algeria. That's a very important one.
Oh, yeah?
It was just 1 month, but it was a crazy trip that I didn't share yet. Also on the list to be shared. Tunisia and Algeria with a friend for 1 month. And oh my God, this trip was so heavy. So heavy. Everything went wrong. A lot of police, military everywhere.
Okay. Yeah.
We couldn't finish the round trip. And the weather was the worst. My friend was like, oh, I'm free in December. Let's go in December. It was such a bad idea. It was so cold. So cold. It was the least enjoyable and most painful ride I did in my entire life. It was all straight road with wind, sun in your face, snowstorm, and so cold.
Wow. Yeah,
also during the night that I couldn't take off my hoodie. I like the cow hoodie that became so iconic from my trips. I wore it day and night. So riding and sleeping was this for 30 days. I couldn't take it off to wash it. So I didn't wash it in 30 days.
Yikes. I mean, with these travels and stuff, obviously you might have a little bit of an itinerary, but you don't really seem like that, bothered if you kind of don't make it. Like you just kind of set off and let kind of go where the wind takes you. I mean, how do you plan like kind of your trips like that?
I usually don't plan much. I'm more a dreamer than a planner. I'm actually, if you look at my Excel forms, it feels like I'm planning a lot. But for me, the plan is just kind of a direction, like you have to go somewhere. No, you have to decide left or right. So, let's go left. But it's more of like a dream places I want to see. Then, of course, it makes sense to make them in a certain way. No, I want to see that waterfall and that view, and I want to see that river. So, of course, I'm going to go from point A to point B. But then I'm super flexible with time, where to sleep, when to go, stay longer somewhere or whatever.
Yeah.
I never book anything in advance, even less now with booking.com. I mean, you literally can just stand somewhere, take your phone and decide where to sleep.
Yeah. Where am I going to stay tonight? Yeah.
So that's what I do very, very often, unless there is a reason to book in advance. For example, I have a ferry and I know I need to be there, or if the stay itself is nice and I want to stay in that specific place because it's beautiful, then maybe I book. But
that's got to be so freeing though, where it's like you just do whatever you want. I mean, we talked about a little bit about kind of Swiss culture is a little rigid. Well, one of the things about Americans is that we just work all the time and that there's no time and we have to go through everything as fast as possible. And we don't care about the journey. We got to go to this thing to get to the next thing to get to the next thing. And, it just sounds like almost refreshing to be like, I'm just going to hang out here. I'm just going to enjoy it for another day. I don't really have anywhere I have to be. I can't be the only one who's probably a little envious of you for that.
Even I'm envious of myself when I hear it. I'm like, I want to go back to that.
Sure. Yeah.
But for a lot of people, it's scary.
Oh, sure. I can believe that because it's the fear of the unknown. Yeah.
Yeah. People are like, but what if? I'm like, there's always a place to sleep, even more if you have a tent.
You have your own place. Yeah.
You have a tent, you're 100% safe.
Yeah.
People want to book in advance to be safe.
Right.
For me, it's stressful. What if I don't make it? What if I pay €200 night hotel and then it's raining and I cannot make it there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, that's true. That's true. Well, let's talk about some of because you mentioned kind of at the jump here that the motorcycle was kind of the most free way to travel. You could do a lot of stuff. Let's dive into that a little bit. Like, what specifically about a motorcycle do you love, like, traveling on? Like, why is the bike so special as a way to travel?
Mostly for two reasons. One, that I literally can go whenever I want, wherever I want, like really literally, like there's no schedule at all, because before that I was hitchhiking, so I was dependent on people picking me up.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
taking buses. So of course you have to check the schedules and you cannot stop wherever you want to take photos and this kind of things. So be completely, like literally not dependent on anyone. So independent, but really on the sense that you don't depend on the driver or whoever.
Mm-hmm.
That's amazing. Mostly for the last minute decision and for the stop on the road for the photos. How many times in a train or in a bus I wished the driver could just stop just 1 minute for me, just go there, take picture of that landscape.
Sure.
So many times. So that's really something that the bike brings, that the bicycle or a car would also bring.
Mm-hmm.
And then the second thing is that it's very small and easy to ride everywhere. So it really gives that freedom, like that physical freedom of going everywhere. Like a car, you have to think about where to park it. You cannot turn around everywhere. You cannot stop on the side of the road to take a quick picture. You like when I'm wrong, I just turn around in the middle of the road. I'm like, oh no, that's the wrong direction. Nobody's coming. Turn around.
Yeah, yeah.
For the car, you need a little more space than that, and then you can just park it everywhere. Nobody cares. Like you want to go in a shop, you just park it between two cars. You go to the shop, you're done. Like it's really that easiness. You don't have to think about where to park or where to stop. If you go camping, you can park the bike next to your tent. Many things. And then the money, of course, it's easier and more free because it's less fuel, less parking, less tolls, less everything. So that's also, of course, something.
You mentioned like going to the Faroe Islands, Canary Islands, and Iceland. Iceland's an island in the middle of the ocean. So obviously, it's got to cost a couple of bucks or a couple of francs, I guess, if we're going to keep it local, to get on a ferry and put a motorcycle on a ferry. But I have to imagine it's a lot cheaper to get a motorcycle on a ferry than it is a car. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because that's the only way to get over there, really. So
exactly. Yeah. That makes a huge difference for all the tunnels, tolls, ferries. And also parking. Often parkings are free for bikes.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Also, that's one thing that you really don't have to think much. And if you do a mistake, it's kind of okay. Like you suddenly go in a street that is only like a walking street. You're like, oh, sorry. You just kind of go through. You're not really bothering. It's okay. And also the off-roading or the exploring. Like, this little trail. And then you just go without really wondering if you can turn around or whatever, because it's a bike, so it's gonna make it. If it's a car, you probably have to think a little bit more if it's like large enough or whatever.
Yeah. Well, let's flip the convenience on its head a little bit. What are some challenges maybe where you are riding a bike instead of a car, or taking the train or traveling another way? Are there any kind of specific hassles that you have to deal with?
Fun fact before I answer.
Yeah.
I don't have a car driving license.
Oh, really?
I don't know how to drive a car. I started traveling with my motorbike, and here I am. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So you can't even, you don't even pop down to the store in a car or anything.
I was like, this is so big, and it seems like it's going to cost so much money and be so much hassle. I don't want it.
Yeah.
Now I'm starting to think about getting my driving license. But that's kind of funny because it's completely reversed from most people.
Yeah.
Like I think everybody would just assume I have a car driving license, like everyone.
Yeah. Well, like here in the US, or at least outside of Chicago, you need a driver's license to get a motorcycle license. They're not separate. They're together. So.
Okay. Yeah. So that's funny. I'm a pure.
That's super cool. Yeah.
And this comes a bit with the question you just asked about the negative side of the motorbike. After traveling so much on my bike, I start getting tired of certain things, of course. one of them is the fact that nothing is safe on the bike. So you always have to or go to your hotel and pay an actual hotel with a key and everything and put all your stuff there and stay 2 nights. So you have an actual entire day.
Oh, sure. Mm-hmm.
Like out your stuff. And then you can go do something and park the bike somewhere. Mostly because I love hiking.
Mm-hmm.
And you cannot just go ride to a trail and then start walking and leave your bike with all the stuff on the bike just unattended. I mean, in some countries, yes, in the north, but for the rest, it's a bit complicated. So this made me miss a lot of opportunities to visit places because I had to park. It was not allowed to go further and then walk to, I don't know, up a volcano or things like that.
Right.
So that's one of the biggest inconvenience I have with the bike at the moment, like all the unsafe gear stuff. If I would have a car, I could lock it and then just go for a hike. And that goes a bit in parallel with the gear that I'm wearing. Like if you are with all your gear, your boots, your helmet, your jacket and everything, and you want to go hike, where do you put all those things?
Right, yeah.
Like even if I ride to the place without material or anything, my bags stay in the hotel, I still have to ride with all my protective gear. And then where do I put it when I go hike? So that's one of the things that as a hiker and photographer and travel lover, I'm getting a bit frustrated about because I'm missing places because of that.
Sure.
Because I don't have the solution or the time to fix that. And the second thing is the weather. I mean, everything is funny and everything is nice for YouTube, ride in the storm and sleep with your wet boots and everything is funny for YouTube. But at some point when you do this for a living and you do it every day, oh my God, I wish I had a car more than once in Iceland.
Sure, yeah. Yeah, there gets to a point where it's like, this sucks. Like it just like straight up objectively is terrible, you know?
Yes, yes. Like physically so uncomfortable and painful. Mostly like the wet rain.
Yeah.
Of course, you can wear all the waterproof gear you want and you're dry, but just the fact you then have all the wet things that you have to hang somewhere is annoying. And everything is fun when you do it 2 weeks a year, like for your holidays. But when it's 6 months or a year, it becomes really painful. Especially when the things don't dry for the next day. The second thing is the wind.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Like in Iceland, so many times I had to ride at like 50 per hour on the side of the road, like to be really careful because the wind, you say gusts or gusts?
Gusts, yeah. Wind, yeah.
The wind gusts were so strong and so sudden that I was really scared. And I could see the cars passing by faster than me, of course, for warning. And I was like, yeah, I wish I was in there right now. I really wish I was in there. Yeah, if it would be just the ride home, it's okay. But the problem is there is no home waiting for you at the end of the road.
Right. Yeah, your home is the two wheels. Yeah. Kind of going off that a little bit. Obviously, there are solo travelers out there. There's female solo travelers out there. Female solo travels on motorcycles or whatever. Does it maybe surprise people? Like when you tell them what you do or you meet people out in the world, are they surprised that like you're like a solo female motorcycle rider?
I think less than expected, maybe.
Okay.
Or maybe it's more more like an admiration.
Nice.
Or like, yeah, maybe it's a little surprise, but not as in unexpected weird surprise, more as in nice to meet one of those.
Sure.
Like, oh, really? Oh, you're alone. Oh, nice. More like that kind of vibe. Yeah, we are in 2026. I think it's quite normal to see them online. So when everybody has at least once seen a woman on a motorbike.
True.
When you see them in real life, it's just like, oh, now I see one in real life. It's not like a weird thing never seen before. Maybe in Africa a bit more sometimes.
Oh, really?
Because it's maybe less usual to see a white woman alone on a motorbike in Africa, but I also haven't been that often alone. So maybe I would have had more reactions and questions.
Yeah. And
about that.
The reason I'm asking is because I think, I've ran into some people that we've talked to before that they do get that kind of surprise reaction or even, and maybe it's an American thing too, where, I've talked to women where they get off the motorcycle or they're at a gas station or something. And, it's like people are surprised that it's a woman riding alone. It's like, why would it be a surprise? You know what I mean? So like you said, it's 2026. It's pretty prevalent now. You see it online, and motorcyclists, I think women, is like a demographic, or still like the fastest growing demographic of motorcycles. So it's good to hear that like maybe the rest of the world is caught up with what you're doing.
Yeah, and I think maybe it's more like a pleasant surprise. So the feeling is more of a pleasant surprise, and maybe I'm so used to travel and to have people coming by curiosity to ask me where you're from, what you're doing, that I don't realize how much is linked to the bike. I mean, it's very often that at the fuel station, someone comes to talk to me about the bike or something.
Mm-hmm.
Or, oh, you're from Switzerland. That's another one, because the Swiss license plate is not that often seen around. So I never felt like the surprise of a woman on a bike, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe more an admiration, like, but you're here alone. Oh, wow, that's really nice. That kind of energy.
You've talked about it a little bit with some things that you have coming up. What is the next kind of maybe big trip you have planned?
For this summer, I'm going to do my first guided motorcycle tour.
Okay, very cool.
With as always, now that you hear the entire podcast, I think you get an idea of my character. My very special tour, as I wish tours would be.
Okay.
Because for me, most of the tours are designed in a very boring way. Like, you meet people you don't know, then you all from a different background, you go ride all day a bike, and often it's even all the same bike. So someone is going to be too big for it, someone too small for it. And then you go to a restaurant, and then you go to the hotel, and then you sleep. And that's it.
That doesn't seem like your style.
So I'm like, okay, I need more to this. So I designed a tour that is actually made for me, and that looks like how I travel alone. So it's really like taking people with me on my trip.
Mm-hmm.
So it includes a lot of wild camping. So people have to bring their tents.
Right,
We're going to go wild camp, like for real. There's no fancy 5-star hotel. People can come with their own bike or rent a bike, so they can choose the bike they want.
Cool.
Tiny riders can get their tiny bike, and big BMW guy can come with the BMW, and everybody's happy because we're all different. I said no to so many tours because they were like, oh, we're going on a tour with those bikes. I'm like, I'm not going to ride in a group with this bike. Like, nope, not happening.
Yeah.
And we're going to do a lot of activities off the bike.
Okay, cool.
Because I ride a bike to get somewhere, and I want to see that place. I don't want to go to the 5-star hotel and just go to the restaurant and have a beer and talk about our past trip. No, we're on a trip now. Let's live this adventure. So every night or afternoon or whenever it is, we're going to have a different activity. So we're going to do hiking, fishing, wild camping, wildlife, bear watching. So people loving photography can take their camera.
Yeah.
We're going to go berry picking.
Nice.
Swimming, canoeing, a lot of activities. So each step is going to be a different topic, a different activity. We're going to meet locals. We're going to do like a real life experience.
Yeah, man.
Not just a ride.
That's cool. That's very cool.
So that's what I'm organizing. I'm just still in the phase of the legal part that in Europe, you're not allowed to receive money to book for people if you're not a tour company.
Oh, sure.
So I'm now partnering with a tour company from a friend. So they're going to be like the legal base, and I'm just going to be the tour guide legally. So that's why the official booking and payment are not open, but it is 100% happening. I have one guy in particular that is already buying the tent and the boots and everything. He's like full in. I'm like, okay, just for you, I'm going to do that trip. So this takes us to Finland, because I fall in love with that country because it's so wild and unknown. Like everybody goes to the same place all the time. Nobody's talking about Finland. I'm like, there is stuff going on there. And it's very wild, very untouristic.
Okay.
It's like Finland is a bit our Alaska.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah.
They have bears, they have forests, they have, like it's very remote. It gets really cold.
Sure. Yeah. You've got to make the effort
really
to
rough.
get there. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's really very similar to that Alaska vibe. So we're going to do a Alaska road trip, basically.
Nice. Very cool.
European Alaska road trip. And since I'm there, I'm going to build my entire personal summer road trip around that.
Okay.
I want to do more gravel roads and TET roads in Finland. And then I want to finish that trip I didn't finish last summer. That is visiting all East Europe countries.
Nice.
So that's going to be the adventure. It's like a easy adventure for this summer because it's Europe, it's nearby, it's safe. I'm playing it safe this year.
It's easy, relatively easy for you. Yeah, exactly. Well, personally, I'm excited to kind of follow your travels and follow along and see what you do. But kind of to close out here, where can folks find you and follow along and see everywhere you're going and kind of maybe live vicariously through you a little?
The best place is now YouTube, 100%. It's the same name, Nata On The Road. I'm posting one video every Saturday. And then Instagram is where I started. So I'm still there. And that's where I DM and interact with people and post my photos. But it's a bit less active on stories and daily thing at the moment because I'm really focusing on YouTube. Because I really feel like it's the place where I can actually really show the entire experience and share the actual trip. So yeah, I don't dare to say it yet, but I feel like I should start like presenting myself more like a YouTuber from now on. So
sure.
Slowly, I'm getting into that.
Yeah. Well, if I have taken anything away from the conversation, it's that once you've decided on something, you're going to dive in it all the way and do it right and take it to the nth degree. So I'm excited to follow along with you, and we'll put links kind of to you in the show notes and in the description and everything. And Nata, it's been a blast, man. Thank you so much for spending some time with us. And
thank you so much.
Yeah,
Thanks for inviting me. It's really
fun.
And
I mean, I will say maybe one day if you do another tour down the road, see if I can hang in the outdoors long enough. Survive. Yeah, that would be cool.
It's going to be in July.
Yeah, like I said, I've been to Switzerland 3 times. So it's as much as I love Switzerland and how beautiful it is. There's a whole bunch of other countries that I want to see. So I can't think of a much better guide to actually see it. So yeah, but thank you so much. We'll talk to you soon.
Thank you. Bye, everyone.
Thanks for listening to Driven to Ride. Interact with us and check out full unedited conversations, photos, interviews, video interviews, plus other goodies on YouTube or Instagram at Driven to Ride Podcast. Or you can check us out at driventoridepodcast.com. And make sure you leave us a rating and review from wherever you get your podcasts too. Do you have an idea for an episode or a guest, or you want to invite us out on an adventure? Email us, hello@driventoridepodcast.com. Driven to Ride is wholly owned by Flint Rock LLC, made possible with help from Matthew Miles, and written, hosted, and produced by me, Mark Long. We'll see you out there.